Music. Sådan. Så er vi her. Ja, det er musik. This is music. Now, I'm not gonna play any music because there's something called copyright, and that's annoying. But I'm gonna do my best in this video to recommend what songs and what singers, rappers, bands are the best, or some that I can think of when you're learning Danish. Last year, I made a video talking about what movies and TV shows. Today it's about music. Sounds good? Yeah, it does. So that's what we're gonna do. Yes, of course, you know it. danishmastery.com. You wanna know more? I'll get into it later. We'll see. Okay, so just take a moment and look at this list. Okay, so what we got here. Now I'm starting with the rappers. First of all, because that's what I listen to, or used to listen to. And second, because that is where the meat is, or the tofu if you want. And that is where you have a lot of long paragraphs, a lot of rhymes, wordplays. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna say a little bit about each, some more than others. And yeah, let's just see. So we got LOC, Liam O'Connor, that's his real name. LOC is good, it's solid. Came out around 2001, I think. Yeah, and I think he still makes music, but you know how it is with rappers. It's hard to stay relevant forever. But yeah, it's some good stuff. Lyrics are very, especially the first couple of albums. It's like a young dude, a young man. So some people might find it somewhat offensive. But then again, it is rap music, so you know what you're getting into. It's nothing unusual, but it's interesting, and the beats are pretty nice too, so that helps. Then we have Den Gale Pose og Yoghurt. So Den Gale Pose, that was the group that Yoghurt Jesper Dahl, that's his real name, was in. And this is a little bit older. It started in 95, I think. Yeah, so the rhymes are a little more simple, but yeah, it's nice. You can learn a lot here. I think he's very good at putting words together. Yoghurt, the main writer. So yeah, you should check that out. Then we have Johnson, or Mark Johnson, but he just calls himself Johnson. A bit of a bias here. I think he's great. Little story. His father was from Ghana, I think, and then he has a Danish mom, so he's like mixed, and that also sort of informs his lyrics and stuff. It's very interesting. He has some really far out lyrics. Of course, they're a little bit offensive, but they're more like ludicrous, like ridiculous. Just, what is this? What is he saying? But it's funny. I kind of take it as comedy because it's just it's so stupid, some of the things he says. So yeah, you can check it out. Then we got Uzo. Uzo is actually a friend of Johnson O, and so is LOC. They all come from Aarhus. Yeah, so he, what to say, a bit more party style, maybe less offensive. Kind of a smart ass. He can rap pretty fast, and sometimes he does. So yeah, check it out. Uzo. Oh, he has a $sign in his name. I just wrote it like a regular S. But most places it's gonna be $O, just so you know. Okay, så har vi Suspect. Suspect, yeah, that is, again, we're still in rap music, so it's still gonna be kind of offensive to some people. This is where they really use their imagination. It's very descriptive. It's the kind of stuff you would hear someone say when they're drunk or high or something. They also have more introspective songs, so it's a lot. I guess a lot of stuff to do with this. Suspect, yeah, it's a good name. Østkyst Hustlers, yeah, a little bit different. That is old school. Yeah, so Østkyst is of course East Coast, right? So that would imply they're from the eastern part of Denmark. Yeah, there are songs from the 90s, mainly from the 90s, and it's very simplistic, the flow and do. Like, it's not exactly very advanced, but it's nice, it has a kind of 90s vibe to it. And also, it doesn't have so much swearing. I mean, of course, a little bit, but less than the other rappers. So it's like more clean and easier to listen to for some people. Østkyst Hustlers. uh, all right, then we have Neon. And Neon, I think what is his real name? Nils? Doesn't matter. Yeah, so he's not that special, but just kind of like young dude as he was when he put out his albums. Some decent tracks, kind of like how it is growing up and all this kind of stuff, acting all cool. Of course, they're overcompensating, but yeah, you can learn a lot from it, no doubt. So yeah. All right, then we got Clemens now. Clemens, he really has some interesting stuff. Some of his songs are just the usual showing off, claiming to be the best, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But then he also has other songs about depression and infidelity. He has a song where he goes to Mars. I think it's called Party for Mars. It's a really stupid title, but yeah, you can check it out. Clemens. He made a lot of albums. He's very versatile, I would say. Alright, some more rappers. We got PLB. I can't really say so much about him. He's not like very famous or a big success, you could say. But he is technically mainstream. Some cool lyrics, nothing extraordinary, but it's nice. It's nice to listen to. Pervers. Yeah, so you can kind of see the joke here with his name. But I do think that his first name is Per. So yeah, Pervers, he's very interesting with his lyrics. He doesn't do the usual, oh, I'm so tough, I'm a gangster, blah blah blah, all this kind of shit. He's a little more like, he experiments and talks about his life and strange perspectives and stuff. So it can be quite interesting. I discovered him when was this? Almost 8 years ago. That was pretty late, actually. But he makes good stuff. There's no doubt about it. Okay, then we got Natasha, finally a female rapper. Now, sadly, she's not with us anymore. When was it she passed away? 2008, I think, so that's tragic. But she does have one solo album, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of like reggae style. And the lyrics, they're a lot about, being rebellious and keeping it real and blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good. Very nice flow. Big Stock Røgsystem. It's hard to say this because it's kind of nonsense, but it's like a temporary group and some rappers coming together for one, maybe two, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe it was just one album back in 2005, but very entertaining and kind of funky. Also has that kind of reggae or dance hall vibe. So yeah. Mag the Coin. I think one of the members from Mag the Coin was also in Big Stock Røgsystem. Mag the Coin, they probably have some of the weirdest lyrics in Denmark. It's really strange. But yeah, you can listen to it. You get a different feel than you would with some of the other rappers. Nick J. Everybody knows Nick J. Well, maybe you don't because you're not Danish and they are not exactly in their prime anymore. But yeah, these guys, Niklas, what's his name? Yannick. They were so big, in my teenage years. So basically from 2002 to maybe 2008 or something like that. Yeah, they're really big. This is also rap, but it's like party rap, taking it and then making party songs. Kind of like, they look like they're in a boy band, but they rap. It's two guys. Check it out. It's very sentimental and cheesy, some of it, a lot of it, and a little bit self-serious. But yeah, try it out. You might like it. If nothing else, then at least it's very easy on the ears. It's like marshmallows, as my good friend used to say. Nick J. Alright. Gulddreng. Gulddreng. And golden boy or gold boy. Yeah, he's not a rapper, but I put him here because he's kind of a smartass. At least he was for the year or two that he made music. His real name is Malte Ebert, I think that's his last name, Malte, yeah. So he made like a bunch of songs, basically singing about how he's the best and blah blah blah. And again, the lyrics are so ridiculous that you can't really be mad. You're just like, this comedy is so far out. He references a lot of things, including models in his bed, drinking tons of champagne. You can just ask for him to give you money. He'll do it over mobile pay. It's so stupid. But it was hilarious back in 2016-17 when he was like the big thing. So you can check it out for a little comedy while you're learning Danish. Then we got Ida. And this is actually a girls group, well, duo. 2 girls that made 1 album in 2008. It's not exactly a masterpiece, but yeah, you can learn Danish with it. And I would say the lyrics are pretty simple. It's entertaining, and it's kind of a more feminine touch because there are so many guys here in rap music. So it's nice with a little variation. Ida. And then we leave all that rap music. Here we got Burhan G. He is, I don't know if he still makes music. I'm a little bit out of touch since I'm not in Denmark at the moment, but yeah, he made a lot of stuff. His first 2 albums, they were in English, and then he switched to Danish. Yeah, it's just like very wholesome, easy to listen to. It's pleasant pop music. Yeah. Top Gun. Well, Top Gun, he's a singer, but it's fairly easy to listen to. And you can get something out of it if you're into that kind of music. Rasmus Seebach, yeah, this guy is important in terms of popularity in Denmark, because I think he's one of the artists that sold the most. Now, don't quote me on that, I might be wrong, but he sold a lot of albums from, I guess, 2009 until, well, he's still popular, but especially those first 5 years, yeah, he was really the big thing. His father was also a singer or musician of some sort, Tommy Seebach, I think. Yeah, but Rasmus Seebach, just ask your Danish friends about this guy. They know who he is. Rasmus Nøhr, he's not as famous, not at all. But, it's like kind of, we call it kind of music. Kind of like a down-to-earth singer-songwriter, a little bit sensitive guy, so it has that vibe. You can check it out and judge for yourself. Okay, hvad er den næste? Okay, det her, det er Marie K. Yeah, I have to remember it's pronounced K. It's a little bit strange, but it is what it is. Marie K, she has this kind of image where, I don't know how to explain it, it's gonna sound insulting, but she's not trying to look like she's on top of everything. She kind of acts like I'm a mess, and I'm kind of a hopeless romantic. And again, judge for yourself, but check out her music. The lyrics are sort of abstract, a little bit vague. It's a lot of, not nostalgia was the word I'm looking for. It's very melancholic, that's what I was looking for. It has a certain vibe to it that's gonna help you digest it, so you're not just learning a language, but you're actually enjoying the music. So you can check her out, Marie K. Then we got Medina. She, I don't really think she probably makes music, but I haven't noticed anything. She was really popular for about 5-6 years, from 2008 or 9, and then next 5 years, I guess. She has very simple pop songs. They're easy to sing along to. I think they're good for learning Danish. Like, she's not so creative in her lyrics, but she does repeat herself a lot, so that's good for learning. And the beats are very simple. You don't have to think so much or to, brace yourself for something experimental, because it's not the melody and not the lyrics. It's very easy to listen to. Then we got Shirley. And Shirley, she actually used to sing for Den Gale Pose, that rap group from before. Yeah, so there's that. And she's not like a big champion of anything. I don't think anybody thinks that, at least. But she has some okay songs. You can listen to it. It's a pleasant voice. It's just kind of nice. So yeah, give it a shot. Okay, then these artists are kind of the funny ones. Some of them are direct comedy, but let's take a look. Johnny Deluxe. I remember when this came out. I think my dad, he was like, oh, what is this shit? But anyway, Johnny Deluxe, it's kind of like a pop rock band, you know, like they play instruments, but the vibe is a little bit pop like. Again, you can listen for yourself and then tell me what you think. Yeah, Johnny Deluxe. I think they made a song, something about Johnny, du er min elskovs pony. And then you can look that up for yourself. Johnny, du er min elskovs pony. That is not the title. I forgot. I think Elskovs pony, that's the title of the song. Anyway, they're fine, you know, simple, easy lyrics. You can listen to it and have a good time. Det brune punktum. Yeah, so the name itself is funny. They're actually 3 people. I think they only made 2 albums, if I'm not mistaken. They're all 3 actors. I mean, it's Peter Fordin, Hella Juf, and Martin Brygmann. I think, yeah, those were the people. So these songs are all satirical, like they were making fun of stuff. It often has kind of so-called dirty undertones or overtones, and there's a lot of irony and self-deprecation going on. So it's pretty funny. Maybe not the first thing you should listen to, but once you want to understand Danish culture a little bit, although their songs are like 20 or 30 years old, yeah, you can give it a shot and see what you think. Drengene fra Angora, yeah, this is just pure comedy. It was actually a sketch show that we had on TV like 20 years ago. It's not just music, you know, they had like all these stupid ass characters. But then they made at least a handful of songs making fun of Denmark and just the world and themselves, and it's a lot of jokes and stuff like that. Drengene fra Angora. Before that, now we're going way back. This is like sometime in the 80s, and then, I don't know, until some point in the 90s. De Nattergale. Nattergale, that's the bird. Called nightingale? I'm not sure. But yeah. So De Nattergale, they also made a lot of songs that are kind of satirical. Like, you're supposed to enjoy the lyrics. It's, yeah, it's nice. So it's not all about the melody. It certainly is not. De Nattergale. They also made something called the Julekalender. Yeah, Danish and English mixed. Maybe I talked about that before. I'm not sure. Anyway, in that, they kind of mix Danish and English. So, yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe that's so good for learning. But their other stuff is all in Danish and is jysk, Jutlandic. So it has that touch. Okay, then we have Bamse og Kylling, like teddy bear and chicken. What is this? Yeah, so basically, this was a children's show. It's a TV show. And it was very popular from around 82. I think that's when it started until it ended like 30 years later. It's amazing how long they could keep it going. So, you know, it's something like this bear. He lives in the woods, and his best friend is a chicken. These people in costumes. Yeah, but it's fun. And they have some songs which are very simple. I mean, this is for like kids that are like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. So yeah, it's very simple stuff. There are some times where Bamse, he makes sentences that are grammatically incorrect, but it's kind of like a Danish kid would do. So it's not like, oh my god, it's bad Danish. It's more like speaking to kids so they can relate to him. You can check it out. Bamse og Kylling. Oh, the nostalgia. And then you have Pyrus. Now, Pyrus is not the name of an artist. It refers to these things that I talked about, these julekalender and these Christmas advents. Like there's 24 episodes, and then on the 24th you get the big climax. So anyway, Pyrus is just what we call it for short, and because that's one of the characters. But yeah, there are, how many? It's 4, right? Yeah, you can find 4 of these soundtracks. It's pretty sweet music. Some of it's very Christmassy. I know Christmas just ended because we're in January now. But some of it's more like, you know, it's for kids mostly. So you could say, oh, it's educational. Like it has a message. And the melodies, I would say a fair amount of them anyway, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're very comforting and stuff like that. Okay, so here we have, well, what's the common denominator here? Sort of like bands with a lot of longevity, or groups. Well, I mean single individuals. Shubidua, oh yeah, Shubidua. They are not active anymore. He passed away, the lead singer, some 5 years ago. I'm not sure. And they were in the 70s and 80s, and maybe also the 90s a bit. One of the most important groups, because they would really sing about, hey, what's going on in society, and let's laugh at it. And so it's like reflecting. But the melodies are pretty simple. Sometimes they just took some, it's basically a cover, but then with new lyrics. I think there's some Elvis melody, and Killing Me Softly is also, yeah, Killing Me Softly. They say kylling og soft ice med pølser. Pølser, sausages. So that's funny. Shubidua, they have a lot of good songs, and it really has a lot of satire without becoming like a parody of themselves. But they talk about life, the country, politicians a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. Bamses Venner. Now, I personally don't have much of a relationship with this band, but they were important. They played a lot of concerts until, again, the lead singer had to say adios to this planet. But yeah, it's like comfortable. It's not too extreme or anything. You can try it for yourself. Gnax, Gnax. They have a couple of songs. Of course, the most famous songs is Ville Kaniner. It's good stuff. What to say? Yeah, it's just like a regular rock, maybe slightly pop. Yeah, other people can define that band. Big in the 80s, as far as I remember, around that time. It's also nice. Now TV2, not the TV2 like the TV channel, but TV2 is a group, a band. I think they're still active. That's amazing after 40 years. Alright. Yeah, so they also had a lot of lyrics like talking about society and bringing up topics that maybe you wouldn't normally hear. So yeah, it's interesting stuff. It's not just like a melody and some blah blah words to fill out. No, it's really interesting. TV2. Then you have Tommy Sebak. Yeah, we had his son before, Rasmus Sebak. So Tommy Sebak, this was like back in the 70s and 80s, I believe. Yeah, he also has some classics, I believe, and it has an old sound. So if you're into that, you can check it out. Then we got Dodo and the Dodos. I have to admit, I don't know much about these, but it's just like, classic Danish band. That's all I gotta say. When you find it, you'll also find other groups. Danseorkestret. Oh yeah, this is just so 80s. What do they have? Well, they have a song called Kom tilbage til mig, among others. So it has that classic sound. Lyrics are very simple. Nothing philosophical, but it's good enough. It's pleasant, and it's like taking a time machine back. So yeah. This one is this is the last page. Thomas Helmig. Yeah, so Thomas Helmig, I guess he's still active. He started sometime back in the 80s as well, and he started by singing in Danish. Then at some point he switched to English. I don't know what happened, but he decided to do that. Anyway, he has at least a few classics, and it's just like pleasant pop music that you can learn Danish with. Søsfænger. Yeah, all of these are like from way back, so again, 80s. Søsfænger, yeah, well, she has several songs, I believe, that are famous. I can mention Inderst Inde at the top of my head. That's a good song, and it's just like very pleasant pop music. Sanne Salomonsen. She's still around. I don't know if she's still making music though. But she did perform the other day, didn't she? There is something. Yeah, so she used to be called Rock Mama, because is it rock music? I don't know, but she does have a certain attitude, and a lot of people like that about her. So yeah, you can check out her music. She's sort of important to Danish pop music in the past 40 years. Peter Belli. Yeah, that's probably the oldest music here. Peter Belli, I think he passed away last year, was it? Yeah. He had many songs. He started back in the 60s. That was a long time ago. And among other songs, he made Ulven Peter. Yeah, so think about that. Ulven Peter. And yeah, it's just like, again, taking a time machine, going back in time, and enjoying something that's rather old, I guess we can say. C.V. Jørgensen, I can't really say much about him, but he is quite famous, like maybe in my parents' generation. And one you should not overlook if you really want to look at history, and like Danish history when it comes to music. And then the last one is, of course, Gasoline or Kim Larsen. Gasoline was the group that Kim Larsen was in. Now, I hope you know who Kim Larsen is if you live in Denmark anyway. Because he made the best-selling album of all time, Midt om Natten. It's a soundtrack to a movie called Midt om Natten, in the middle of the night. He's famous. Yeah. He made a lot of classics, like Jutlandia, Smukke Unge Mennesker, there's Tarzan, Mamma Mia, there's so many classics. He was a very interesting man. The lyrics are sort of sometimes very simple, other times they're a little bit introspective. There's a lot of stuff here. So yes, this was the list, and there are many different things here. So like all the rappers and sort of the pop acts, then the bands, the children's music, and also like more traditional band structure and older music. So there's a lot of things that you can listen to. And I almost forgot to mention, because I didn't write it here, you might want to check out Disney songs in Danish, or DreamWorks if you're more into that. But, try to find it on Spotify or whatever you got going, or just watch the movies. Because if you already know the songs in your own language or English, you know where I'm going with this, I talked about it before. You can really help yourself that way, because you know the context, and it's easier to remember the song when you actually like it. More of an emotional connection there. It's always good to watch some Disney or DreamWorks stuff. Or Ghibli, but I don't know, do they have a lot of songs in Ghibli movies? I'm not sure about that. Just give me a second. Gotta get some water. Alright, coolio. So yeah, this was quite a list. I would say that when you listen, it's probably a good idea to have the lyrics. Makes it a lot easier. You can find that online most of the time. And sometimes the YouTube videos will have the lyrics. Yeah, I would definitely say so. Så det er bare super. A lot of good stuff here. And it's better if it's something you like. If you're forcing yourself to listen to a band and you're like, oh, what is this trash? Then it's not going to be so helpful. So, try, check it out and see what you like. Yeah. Now, of course, I want to say thank you as always. Thank you for watching, and thank you for, being. I didn't put the slide here, but those who are members of the channel, you pay a little bit every month, and then you get access to all the videos and stuff like that. So that's really nice. Of course it is, and I appreciate it. If you want, let me just go back to the beginning. Here it is. If you want like the whole thing, like all the videos and all the bonus materials, then head over here, danishmastery.com. And yes, treat yourself. All the videos are there. I think sometimes I lose count, but I think it's close to 500 now. But then again, I have been making videos for almost 11 years. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, check it out. There's the videos, and of course the videos there have no ads, no commercials, like every 5 minutes. It's annoying, I get it. But those ads are of course not on the website, so that's nice too when you're learning something. Then there's some bonus materials, some PDFs, some MP3 versions of these videos, at least the ones where it makes sense, and just many other things, short stories, grammar tips here and there. So yeah, check it out. Now let me see, was there anything else I should mention today? Let me see. Okay, we got a little something in the live chat. We got Mina Vahabdost saying hi. AES with some in love emojis, I don't know what to call that. Hi. Okay, Iften, hi. Rodolfo Mendoza, hola, ¿qué tal? Andreas Bøtger, as always. Hej Thomas, jeg hører Rasmus Sebak meget ofte, fordi hans sange er godt for at forstå, når man begynder med det danske. Yeah, it is good for learning Danish. Then Heidi Wheeler says, who was the guy who sang Otto at Næsehorn? His music was silly, but I could usually understand the words. Oh, I can't remember that. I'm gonna have to look it up. I mean, anyone could do that, but Otto at Næsehorn, yeah, that's a real classic. That's I think it's from the late 80s or early 90s, that movie. Otto at Næsehorn. If you don't know, Otto at Næsehorn means Otto is a rhino. Otto at Næsehorn. Bog af film af... Oh, there's more than one version. Really? That's cool. Okay, that might take a little longer to find. But yeah, that's definitely true. It's often good to watch something, to have a movie and then there's music playing in it, because then there's more of a context. Yeah, I would always recommend that. Okay, let's see. Was there anything else? I think those were all the comments in the live chat. Yeah, it was. Awesome. So yeah, guys, like I said, just take note, right? And look for these singers, rappers, bands, and so on. And it's definitely gonna help your Danish. There's nothing else to say today. I'll be back next week with, well, you'll see, it'll be good, as always. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Peace.